Hey YouTube, we are back again this week for another video portion of the Daly Dose Sports Podcast. Hope everyone out there is doing well. Hope you're all staying healthy. Hope you're all staying warm. Here in the States, we have had a nasty cold snap across most of the United States. Think like California and Arizona, maybe Florida. They're like the only ones that didn't get it. The rest of us, well, it's been a little bit chilly. I'll say that. It is starting to warm up a little bit more here in Colorado compared to last week. Although I know we're just getting into snow season, so I got to kind of brace up for that. Hey, this week on The Dose, we have actually reached our Daly Dose Top 5. Of course, you never know which way the Daly Dose Top 5 is going to go. But we have been talking some basketball this week on the show, and right now, our Daly Dose Top 5 is actually going to be a little educational, let's say. You'll see what I mean. Let's go ahead and jump into our Daly Dose Top 5. Now, as we do on so many weeks, maybe not every week, but like a lot of weeks we need to get to our Daly Dose Top 5. Hey, today on The Dose, we have been doing a very brief preview of the NCAA tournament, which is coming fast, which also means that many high school basketball state tournaments are going to be getting started soon too. Now, maybe you played high school basketball. Maybe you coached high school basketball. Maybe you went to a big-time basketball school and you were just a fan. Or maybe you are even a high school player right now and you have dreams of someday, maybe, you could play in the NBA yourself. Well, today, I am going to help that dream become a reality. Okay, not really. But I can at least tell you about which high school would raise your odds of making it to the NBA. Because today, our Daly Dose Top 5 counts down the 5 high schools that have produced the most players that have eventually made it to the National Basketball Association. I'm telling you right now, we have some impressive schools on our list today. We start off at number 5, and we go to the town of Chatham, Virginia. It's actually about 2 hours away from Charlotte, where we arrive at a school by the name of the Hargrave Military Academy. Now, the school is a boarding academy, and it's actually known, of course, for its military program, which is kind of similar to like an Army prep school. Oh, and also, they produce big-time, world-class athletes. It's not just basketball. They actually do it in a number of different sports. Hargrave is one of 3 schools on this list that is actually one of the top NFL players produced as well at their school. And unlike its football program, their basketball program still allows for postgraduates to come into their program. In fact, all of the school's NBA players come from that postgraduate program. Got kids that are a little bit smarter. Got kids that are a little bit wiser. They're more mature. But the Hargrave Military Academy Tigers have produced a pretty respectable list of NBA players. You might recognize a few of these names. Current LA Laker Montrezl Harrell went to Hargrave. Current Charlotte Hornet Terry Rozier played at Hargrave. So did Joe Alexander, David West, Josh Howard, Maurice Spates, Lonnie Baxter, Lorenzo Brown, Sherrod Ford, PJ Harrison, Vernon Macklin. All together, the Hargrave Military Academy Tigers have sent 14 players from their high school to the NBA. And for that, they are good enough to be number 5 on our list today. We move next to number 4, and we go a little bit north to the small state of New Hampshire. Well, I mean, what NBA players are coming out of New Hampshire? Well, get this. 28 players have actually gone from a New Hampshire high school to the NBA, and half of them all came from the exact same school, because the Brewster Academy Bobcats are located in Wolfboro, New Hampshire, and they are another boarding school. And I'm telling you right now, you want to go to Brewster, you better have some money. It's not cheap. The school's tuition is $62,000 a year, making it the most expensive school in the state of New Hampshire, and one of the most expensive schools in the United States, period. They have world-class facilities at Brewster. And of course, that is one of the biggest drawing points for prospective students. They've got a 50,000 square foot athletic center. They've got indoor and outdoor turf fields. They've got a boathouse. They have a rowing tank. They have a climbing wall. But the school also boasts a really impressive basketball player resume. In fact, 7 current NBA players played their high school ball at Brewster Academy, including Utah Jazz guard Donovan Mitchell, Denver Nuggets guard Will Barton, and Indiana Pacer TJ Warren. But that's not all. Devontae Graham, Thomas Robinson, Jeff Adrian, Jonah Bolden, Craig Brackens, Marcus Derrickson, they all attended Brewster Academy. Brewster doesn't just play basketball. They win. And they win a lot. The boys prep basketball team has won the National Prep School Championship 7 different times. The Brewster Bobcats come in today on our list at number 4. We move on to number 3. And if you follow high school hoops much at all, then you will know our number 3 entry, because they have been a basketball power for decades. It's not recent. They've been doing it for a long time. In fact, again, it's not just basketball. This school actually has a really, really good football program too, and they have twice been named the number 2 high school athletic program in the country. Again, not one sport, multiple sports. They are located just outside of Washington, D.C. in Hyattsville, Maryland, even though the school actually attracts students, of course, from all over the D.C. area. At least one alum of our number 3 entry school has been playing in the NBA for 48 of the past 50 seasons. That's how good the players are that go to this school. This school hasn't just sent players to the league. They have sent really, really good players to the league. The DeMatha Catholic Stags have had a Hall of Famer in Adrian Dantley, a current All-Star in Victor Oladipo, and a recent number 1 overall NBA draft pick in Markelle Fultz. Yes, I know Fultz didn't really turn out like we thought, but I'm telling you, DeMatha has an impressive list. Jeremy and Jerian Grant both went there. Johnny Austin, Keith Bogans, Adrian Branch, Kenny Carr, Danny Ferry, Joseph Forte, Johnny Jones, Sidney Lowe, they all went to DeMatha High School. Of course, it does help that Morgan Wooten was the school's former longtime basketball coach. He's one of the greatest high school coaches ever. He coached the team to 5 national championships, and back in 2000, he was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. The DeMatha Stags are really, really good, but they come in at number 3 today on our list. We move on to number 2. And I know that it's kind of fun these days to kind of point and laugh at New York basketball. I mean, the Knicks have been terrible for years, even though they're kind of being a little scrappy this year. St. John's, they're not what they used to be. Columbia, no. Cornell, St. Bonaventure, Stony Brook, Wagner, they all used to boast some big-time college basketball, and now they've fallen off quite a bit. We even talked about Syracuse earlier in the program. They're not exactly what they used to be. New York used to be a hotbed of basketball talent. Well, back when New York was king, they also had a really, really good high school hoops program back there, because the DeWitt Clinton Governors are actually located in the Bronx in New York, and DeWitt Clinton was formerly the biggest high school in the world back in the 30s. Their student body at the time exceeded, get ready for this, 12,000 kids in it. Now, the modern day student body numbers are down from then, but they still have around 4,000 students every year. Well, when you had 12,000 students in your school, it's no wonder that DeWitt Clinton got some pretty good players, and they sent some really good players on to the NBA. Yes, the names might be a little bit older, but they do still have a lot of talent that has come out of DeWitt Clinton. They had quite the pool to choose from. I mean, they sent 2 Hall of Famers to the NBA. Tiny Archibald went to DeWitt. Dolph Schayes went to DeWitt. So did Tommy Burns, Leo Gottlieb, Luther Green, Jerry Harkness, Tom Henderson, Butch Lee, Billy Reed, Steve Shepard, Oliver Taylor. They were all former governors. And you know what's interesting about DeWitt Clinton? It's not just basketball. Kiss guitarist Ace Frehley went there. Comic book publisher Stan Lee went there. Actors Don Adams and Burt Lancaster all attended DeWitt Clinton, and DeWitt Clinton comes in today at number 2. They have sent 18 of their players on to the NBA. So we reach number 1 on our list of high schools that have sent the most players to the NBA. And sometimes when we do the Daly Dose Top 5, it's kind of close between 4 and 5. We saw that today. It's kind of close between 4 and 3, kind of close between 3 and 2, kind of close between 2 and 1. But that is not the case today. Because think about our top 5 today. Hargrave came in at number 5. They had 14 players. At 4, Brewster Academy had 14 players. At 3 and 2, we had DeMatha and DeWitt Clinton. They both sent 18 players. Our number 1 team, they have sent 33 players to the NBA. Oak Hill Academy is a co-ed, private, Baptist-affiliated Christian secondary school in Mouth of Wilson, Virginia. Oak Hill's enrollment is only around 150 students. It's a boarding school. They serve grades 8 through 12, and high school basketball players come to Oak Hill from all over the country because they know there is no better place to prepare you for the next level. You want to go to the NBA? Well, you might want to start your career by being at Oak Academy because the Oak Academy Warriors are really, really good at making NBA players. Players have moved from all over the country to go to Oak Hill. Carmelo Anthony moved from Baltimore to attend Oak Hill. Okay, that's not that far. Rajon Rondo came from Louisville, Kentucky to go to Oak Hill. Brandon Jennings moved from Compton, California to go to Oak Hill, and Steve Blake went to Oak Hill from Miami, Florida. And that's just a few of the guys that have gone to Oak Hill. Check out this list of former Oak Hill players: Quinn Cook, Josh Smith, Jerry Stackhouse, Ty Lawson, Jordan Adams, Corey Alexander, William Avery, Mark Blunt, Sean Green, Steven Jackson, Jeff McInnes, Ron Mercer, John Reeves, Nolan Smith, Rod Strickland, Sindarius Thornwell. Kevin Durant was actually there briefly. Michael Beasley, Marcus Williams, Troy Williams. I'm telling you right now, Oak Hill sends more kids to the NBA than most colleges do. Oak Hill has been named the National High School Champion 9 different times under head coach Steve Smith, and they have also produced 28 McDonald's All-Americans. This week on the Daly Dose Top 5, our number 1 entry, it's not that close, because the Oak Hill Academy Warriors are absolutely dominating the competition. If you want to get to the NBA, here's some real easy advice for you. Go to Oak Hill. It'd be a really good place to start. I'll just warn you, it's not going to be that easy to get into. Okay, YouTube, make sure that you go out and you check out the rest of the podcast. This week on The Dose, we are starting to look forward to March Madness just a little bit. Selection Sunday, it's less than 3 weeks away, and you need to do at least a little prep to fill out those March Madness brackets. We're not digging too deep today, but we talk a little about who will be the top seeds, which teams could be on the bubble. We have a few contenders to discuss. Plus, on The Dose today, we also have some sports news we need to talk about. Carson Wentz has a new NFL team. Did he find a good fit? And is the NBA really going to have an all-star game? We've got a lot of things to discuss on the podcast this week, so make sure that you go out and you check out the rest of the show. I will leave a link here in the comments on YouTube for you. Hope you all are doing well. I will see you all next Wednesday. Stay warm. Have a great week.